Good evening, everybody. Can everybody hear me? Yes? Should I talk louder? I don't think I could. If we can have everybody come over real quick, we're going to do a brief sort of rundown of how this all happened. We're going to have a couple speakers, and then we're going to have the kids help us finally cut the ribbon and get this show rolling down here. So I'm Councilman O'Connor. I want to thank everybody for being here. This project has been going on for a couple years now in Lincoln Place. We got a little bit of a detour, obviously with COVID and things like that, but I want to thank, first of all, the residents of Lincoln Place for sticking by us through this process, especially the kids that I know saw this project under construction for a number of years, and now we can finally have our local deck hockey team back up here in Lincoln Place. So I want to thank all the kids and parents for coming out. But this, thank you guys. But this just doesn't happen with the City of Pittsburgh. It happens with one of the best organizations that we work with, not only in the city. It's a group that you guys root for, a group that we've known for a long time, is always the standard in the NHL and the standard in giving back to our community. Iceberg was going to speak tonight, but he's not allowed. So we are going to bring up from the Pittsburgh Penguins somebody that cares about the community, that understands the need for these projects all across the region, Mr. Kevin Acklin.
Thank you, Councilman, and very honored to be here with all of you tonight in Lincoln Place. My name's Kevin Acklin. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of the Pittsburgh Penguins, which, I grew up just down the street in Oakland and spent a lot of time here. My grandfather was a battalion chief in the Fire Bureau, and whether they were on duty or not, we usually would end up down at the Hayes Moose at the bottom of the hill. So is where the hangout was back in the day. So she remembers. So on behalf of our owners, Mary Lemieux, Ron Burkle, our team, who we wish were still playing, I've been with the team for 3 seasons. Since I got here, we have not made it past the first round of the playoffs. So I don't know, hockey's a superstitious sport, but I'm sure I don't have anything to do with it. But we were out here a few weeks ago with the community, with our volunteers, our staff members, building this rink. This is one of several investments that we're looking to make here in Pittsburgh. We have a number of ball hockey rinks. And for us, the sport of hockey, I grew up playing. I played at Central Catholic. My sole claim to fame was that I led the league in penalty minutes in hockey. That stood for several years after I graduated, so it can tell you how much of a goon I was. And then this guy, who you'll talk to in a bit, Mayor Peduto, I jumped in to the fire and politics and served as his chief of staff. So I want to thank the mayor for really helping me achieve my childhood dream of serving this wonderful city. And now I continue to do that here on behalf of the Penguins. So again, I appreciate all the kids who are here. The game of hockey is about shooting and scoring, and but it's more about learning the intangibles of teamwork and hard work and showing up. The game of hockey requires you to be more closely aligned with your parents. If you end up skating and traveling hockey, I have 3 hockey players at home who started playing ball hockey, who are now skating. They traveled to Canada and to Chicago. It takes a lot of time, but those trips as a dad are worth their weight in gold to spend time with your kids. So on behalf of the Penguins, we're here. We love being out in the community. If there are ideas of things that we can do better, we want to be as much of a fan of you as you are of us. So thanks for your support, and let's go Pens.
Well, we did hear from the Penguins that if they ever hit a home run, they wouldn't miss first base. So you're way better off than the Pirates. So our next speaker actually comes to the nuts and bolts of how this works, and putting funding aside and thanking all of our great employees at Public Works, or else this would not have been built. And that is Chris Hornstein from Public Works.
Oh, I have to excuse me, I got to adjust the mic up a little bit. Thanks, Councilman. It's a privilege. It's a pleasure to be here, seeing everybody here. All these kids, guys, looking fantastic. My boy is a deck hockey player, so unfortunately he couldn't be here tonight. But I know this means a lot to him. There's a lot of people to thank. I have to thank the mayor, the councilman's office for their continued support and encouragement. My crews in Public Works, they help assemble this thing. So our folks in our construction division, we have to give them a warm thanks. Everybody, without them, I can't pull it off. my excellent project manager, Andrea Ketzel, who was able to pick up the puck and run with it. You know, as Corey mentioned, you know, we got off to a slow start, but I like to think that we finished strong because I think it looks fantastic. And again, we can't do any of this without our tremendous support from the Penguins, who again have been an incredible partner and continue to be an incredible partner for the city. But this is all for you folks to enjoy, and nothing can make me happier. Thanks, everybody, and good luck.
All right, well, now I really have to adjust the mic. Okay, our next speaker represents the 31st Ward Community Group. They have done so much work in this neighborhood over the last number of years, but I will tell you that Ryan has really taken the lead with his board in making sure that this project and other projects get done in our community, and it wouldn't have happened without Ryan's leadership, working with our office, working with the mayor's office, working with his board to make sure this got done, because their heart is in the community and they wanted to give back to this neighborhood, and this was something that they all fought for so long. So I want to bring Ryan Herbinko up to talk on behalf of the community group.
Thank you very much, Corey. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Ryan Herbinko from the 31st Ward Community Action Group. I can't say enough what this project means to the community. Traditionally, we're a neighborhood that doesn't get a lot of investment. And to see this beautiful deck hockey rink behind us is, I'm at a loss for words. So I'm going to keep this brief. Those of you that come to meetings with me, you know that I just love to stand up here and talk. But I want to thank Corey O'Connor especially. He really met with us, really came together, pushed this project up the hill for us. I want to thank Pat Stack especially for putting together this event tonight and really being the point person for the community group on this project. I want to thank the Department of Public Works, Chris, the mayor's office, thank you very much. And most importantly, thank you to the Penguins for really bridging the gap to get this project done. Thank you.
Okay, we have one more speaker, and then kids, we're going to let you cut the ribbon. I do see some people from Munhall and West Mifflin. Just so you know, the kids in Lincoln Place, we're going to challenge you to a game. So everybody better bring their A game if you live in West Mifflin or Munhall. And we do throw elbows, so look out. I will say the next speaker understands what it's like to not only invest in all of our communities, but he understands what it's like to bring partners to the table. And he understands that each and every resident of the city of Pittsburgh deserves something. And when I told the mayor about this project, we needed to get it across the goal line, and he was able to help push not only his staff and Public Works and getting us funding in the budget, but he was able to work with the Penguins to get that much needed money to finish this year. So it is my pleasure to bring up our mayor, Mayor Bill Peduto.
Thanks, Councilman. I'll be brief because you got a beautiful deck rink to be able to actually welcome into a wonderful neighborhood. I've had the honor in life to be the only person to serve on City Council with both Bob and Corey O'Connor. And because we sit in alphabetical orders, being able to sit next to both Bob and Corey O'Connor. And I don't think I have to tell you, I think you've seen it firsthand, that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. When you're talking about somebody who dedicates their life to public service and really puts the people at the center of that public service, Councilman O'Connor does that. We would not be here today without the work that he put in making this a priority. And that's the way that government works. Government starts at the grassroots where the people decide where their priorities are. It starts by understanding what people want to see invested in their own neighborhood. And then a representative takes that and makes it a priority and makes it happen. So we wanted to share with you just a conversation that has now led to action. At the urging of Councilman O'Connor, your shelter is going to be repaired this year. I want to thank the people of Lincoln Place in saying that it's a priority. I want to thank those that volunteered and activated in order to be able to have that as a priority of the neighborhood. And again, I want to thank your councilman. Director Hornstein, he's humble about it. He came to us from private industry, which was much more lucrative than a government job. And he was living in the suburbs and raising his kids in the suburbs and suburban schools. But he wanted the opportunity to serve and to be able to see things like this happen. And as the acting director and as the director of facilities within the city, he has completely transformed the quality of what we are putting into our neighborhoods. 10 years ago, and I was on city council and I can attest to it, when a neighborhood got a deck hockey rink, it meant that a converted tennis court or a converted basketball court was painted. That's what deck hockey meant if you were a kid in the city of Pittsburgh. Today, if you're a kid in the city of Pittsburgh, you get quality that you will not find anywhere better than anywhere of Allegheny County. And that's what the kids of Pittsburgh deserve. And that's what you got. So finally, I started playing hockey when I was 7. There weren't many of us playing the sport back then. And I played up until I was 52. Played for Chartiers Valley, played for Carnegie Mellon. Hockey is still such a big part of me. You're not getting a deck hockey rink. What you're getting are hockey moms. You're getting hockey grandmas. You're going to know more about the Pittsburgh Penguins than you ever thought you would ever want to know. And you're going to have children that are going to be dedicated not only to a sport, but a vocation. There's an old saying that a kid on cold ice is rarely in hot water. And it's a statement that also applies here. Because 12 months a year, kids will be gathering here. And they'll be running and they'll be doing things that will be fun. But what they'll also do is be around family. And in a community like Lincoln Place, I can't think of a better investment. So guys and gals, you ready to open your rink? Let's go. 1,